Throughout 2023, we'll be asking some of motorsport's top names to relive their maiden victory in their chosen category. From Formula One to World Rally and from IndyCar to sports car racing, we'll find out how important a breakthrough victory is to a racer. But we begin with NASCAR and SHR's Chase Briscoe, who made his Cup Series debut in 2021, winning Rookie of the Year honors. He started the 2022 season missing out on victory at the Daytona 500 by less than a tenth of a second, and arrived at Phoenix Raceway 3 weeks later, still looking for his first victory.
I think for us last year, we started the season, strong, finishing third at Daytona, leading laps the first 3 or 4 races. Knew that we were going to be in contention maybe for wins. I didn't think it would come like it did at Phoenix. Phoenix was probably one of my worst racetracks up to that point, so definitely didn't have it marked on my calendar as one that I thought I was going to go win.
We obviously started the season with some momentum, some speed, and we just needed to put the pieces of execution together, whether it was the pit stops, the car speed and everything. It was all kind of right there, and Phoenix, it all came together. It was a combination of everything.
I remember my wife asking to go out there with me, and I told her, don't even waste your time. I'm probably not going to win, so just save yourself a 5-hour flight, stay home. And obviously ended up winning the race, but that weekend just went relatively smooth for us. We had a good car in practice, qualified up front, ran up front, was able to start up front at the end, had good pit stops, kind of everything went perfect that race.
What a battle we've got. 3 young guns break away looking for their first career win, all 3 of them.
In the final stages, Briscoe was up against Ross Chastain and Tyler Reddick, both desperate for their own maiden win in the top flight. A late caution meant the number 14 needed to hold them off on the restart to ensure victory.
At Phoenix, the restarts being 5-6 wide, it lends itself to kind of being on the defense, but then being on the offense as well. So I know Chase, he told us after the race that he drove it as hard as he possibly could into turn 1 and looking in his mirror and watching where Reddick was. But he kind of blocked him and went in real deep and the car stuck, and then he was able to put ground on him after that.
Chase Briscoe becomes the 200th winner in the history of the NASCAR Cup Series.
That's unbelievable. I was crying the whole last lap. I mean, this is definitely a team win. I got to thank everybody that's got me to this point. 7 years ago, I was sleeping on couches, volunteering at race shops. So blessed to be, driving at the organization of the team, the car that was my hero growing up. So to get this 14 back in victory lane, it's unbelievable.
Chase, obviously winning at Phoenix was big for Stewart-Haas, and anytime you can get a win at a cup race, as hard as they are, but to get your first one and to have to do it on a couple of restarts at the end. When it came time to go, he had a little bit left in the tank as far as racing some of those guys, and as a kid that's going in and doesn't have a lot of experience at that's kind of when a lot of those get away from you. So very impressed with his effort and the level of detail he had on those restarts, and also super proud of what he accomplished, not only Phoenix, but all last year.
We ran up front, we were battling for wins, and I feel like that was kind of us all season long. Anytime we put a whole race together and executed, we were typically battling for the win. It just seemed like Phoenix was the one race where we did all the little things right, and obviously at the end of the day, we were the one in victory lane.